In Sudan, hundreds of demonstrators took to the streets of the capital, Khartoum, on Thursday to demand the country's military rulers leave power. The demonstrators also rejected the deal struck weeks ago for the gradual transfer of power to civilian leaders. A military coup in October 2021 abruptly ended the previous democratic transition agreement with protest leaders. This march is a real and honest expression that the power is the people's power. Resources are the people's resources. The military needs to return to the barracks and Janjaweed are to be disbanded. And there is no space for the military institution in power or economy. And that all the state issues have to be solved according to a new constitution with a new ideology that assigns the tasks and power for the military to protecting borders and the democratic system. Thursday's demonstration was led by the Resistance Committees, a grassroots group that has steadfastly rejected any negotiations with Sudan's military leaders. We are out today to reinstate a civilian country, and we are calling very clearly for the military to return to the barracks and for Janjaweed to be disbanded. Last month, the two military leaders signed a framework agreement with Sudan's main pro-democracy group.
Ndiogou Dièye and his comrade Demba Sow are some of the last survivors of France's colonial-era African infantry, a force that fought in 2 world wars. After years of neglect, the troops are the subject of a blockbuster movie Tirailleur. But the men say they've been forgotten by the country they fought for. France is very dishonest because no one forced it to enlist us. They enlisted us without asking for our opinion or anything. Every year we receive this salary. Now it's been 2 years without anything. France is not honest. After World War I broke out, France recruited across its West African colonies to transform the Tirailleur into a force designed to hammer the Germans on the Western Front. They took part in several key battles, notably holding the line at a crucial moment in Verdun in 1916. Now they are old, tired and frustrated. With everything we have done with these gentlemen, the French, we deserve more. But life is like that. In any case, we still have bad feelings towards France. The veterans are not happy. Some 30,000 of the 134,000 Tirailleurs who fought in World War I were killed, according to the specialist French magazine Historia. Survivors were often crippled or scarred by trauma, yet their names never featured on local war memorials in France. During the First World War, which the French called the Great War, the riflemen were mobilized by telling them that by shedding the same blood, you will win the same rights, you will become citizens, you will have advantages, and after the war, that wasn't the case. And there are some Great War riflemen who didn't even have a pension. The movie Tirailleur pays tribute to the bravery of the men conscripted to fight a war they had little idea about. West African leaders have decided against sanctioning Mali over the detention and jailing of Ivorian soldiers as diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis between Bamako and Abidjan pick up pace. On Wednesday, President Umaru Sissoco Embalo, the current head of ECOWAS, told journalists that there would be no immediate sanctions against Mali. Mr. Ouattara called me and told me that he was in discussions with the junta in Mali. I told him okay, because it is this spirit of goodwill that must prevail in the sub-region. Also, I do not want my mandate as head of ECOWAS to be crowned by sanctions. Soon there will be good news for our brothers in Ivory Coast and Mali, and I will decide myself to pronounce on this I'll pass it over to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is also the President of the Council of Ministers, to do it. The bloc had given Mali until January 1st to free the troops or face sanctions. The Togolese president was in Bamako on Wednesday and called for the soldiers to be pardoned, according to reports.
Morocco's foreign minister said Thursday that the North African country was the target of calculated media attacks and legal harassment aimed at undermining ties with the European Union. The comments were made during a visit to Morocco from the EU's chief diplomat, Josep Borrell. This partnership is also facing attacks in the European institutions, particularly in the European Parliament, through questions directed at Morocco, which are the result of calculations and a desire to harm this partnership.
De calcul et d'une volonté de nuire à ce partenariat.
Last year, Belgian authorities implicated Morocco as well as Qatar in a major corruption scandal involving former members of the European Parliament.
Senegalese officials on Thursday banned a demonstration planned for Friday in the capital to denounce irregularities in the management of funds meant for pandemic control. A decree by the head of the Dakar region said the protest venue, a large square near the National Assembly, was undergoing major transport works. The main opposition Yewwi Askan Wi coalition had called for the rally to denounce government corruption. Another demo was held last Friday over the same. A report by Senegal's Auditor General said that over $1 billion earmarked for COVID-19 response had been mismanaged by officials. The government denied the claim, saying only a tiny fraction of the money had been misused, and vowed to go after those implicated. The opposition is keen to seize on the report to pile criticism on President Macky Sall, who is thought to be considering a third bid for the presidency in 2024.